The Contenders is a series where I take a look at episode 1 of a season of Survivor to see who is being built up as a potential winner from the very beginning. Several different techniques are used to do this through editing and the confessionals given. We'll also look at the eventual winner and how they were portrayed in the first episode. Season 3 of Survivor portrayed its cast as much more layered and complex than the previous 2 seasons. For a lot of this cast, it will take more than just the first impressions to really tell who they are, but we can still read into the edit for who looks like a winner and who doesn't. I'll start with the Samburu tribe, as they don't appear as much like Contenders. The players with the most exposure on their tribe are Lindsay, Kim P, and Frank, and to a lesser extent Brandon. They have an interesting portrayal, as Lindsay and Kim P are mostly shown complaining about Frank, so this is all dependent on who we are meant to side with. Frank seems to not like the younger tribe members for their lack of work ethic, while the younger ones don't feel they need Frank to boss them around. Lindsay is also shown to be having a rough time at the start due to her period having just started. Of the Samburu, the only one who I think is shown very positively is Brandon. We see him getting along with the younger tribe members, and even towards Frank he tells Kim P to just smile through it and enjoy what she can, which I think is a good attitude to have coming into the game. On to Baran, who visit tribal council, so we see much more from them in this episode. Diane will be voted out this episode, so even though she gets a lot of content, we know that she isn't being built up as the winner. A lot of this episode hinges around Clarence, so we'll start with him. Due to both the cherry and the bean incidents, Clarence is shown very negatively. He does get a confessional to explain himself for the beans, but everyone is clearly against him from the start. Tom gets a lot that is a mix of both positive and negative. First, he is shown positively for his helping the tribe with the water and just having high spirits in general, but after the bean incident, he takes a quick turn. He is the most aggressive in attacking Clarence for the incident, and while I think we are meant to be on his side in the disagreement, I think he is shown to have gone too far, which doesn't look good for him. Lex doesn't get too much in this first episode, but what he does get is quite interesting, so I wanted to take a look at it. Firstly, he tells us the importance of boiling their water because otherwise they will get amoebic dysentery, which will have them puking and crapping their guts out, which I think is interesting for setting up the importance of Lex's gut throughout the season. After the bean incident, he is against Clarence, but he seems to have the most level-headed and rational approach, which is an early indicator of his leadership qualities. As for the eventual winner, in Season 1, the winner is very obvious. Season 2, the winner is completely hidden. So what did they do this time? I believe they found a good middle ground where we aren't exactly told who it will be, but we can read into the edit to see who it is. Ethan gets consistent content throughout the episode, and it's often strategic. He says the tribe is having issues, starting with Diane leading them to camp, but he also is shown trying to help fix these issues when he helps Tom dig out the watering hole, sharing in his high spirits while doing this task. We see how observant he is when he notices Clarence taking an extra cherry. During the challenge, he doesn't do too well, but there are others who arguably do even worse, so it's not really on him. In the bean incident, he is pretty vocally against Clarence, but not to the same extent as Tom, and like I said, we're meant to be on their side of the disagreement. At Tribal Council, he understands that they need Clarence, and he makes the smarter decision to vote out Diane. It's not entirely obvious, but Ethan gets the most content in the first episode, and is already shown more complexity than anyone else. With Season 3, I believe CBS has found the right balance for the opening on how to portray their winner. The only thing I would say they could improve on is also giving us an option on the other tribe that looks like a contender. That's all for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe.